All right, then, folks, welcome. Rayan here, coming to you with a brand new video and brand new live. And don't forget, folks, like and subscribe, comment down below. It really helps out the videos to get out into the YouTube universe. And as you can see, my title, because we're on the self image, talking about self image here, changing your self image. Change that image of yourself, and how crucial and vital that is to your um, you know personal development, to your future as well. All right, especially you guys who are from the single mother's household. You have it, I think, the worst. You do not know how to navigate life properly, and the reason for this is because you are way too emotional. You have more emotions than a person who, a young man who was raised by both parents or by his father. It's just going to happen. You were raised by a single mother, and you are going to download her behaviors, her attitude, and her programming. You can't escape it. If she sent you to a martial arts school or boxing or jiu-jitsu or something like that, you might can able to cancel out some of that. But if that wasn't the case, and then in her emotion she's always going off and quarreling and arguing and fighting and going back and forth, you are going to pick up on that, and it's going to take you a very long time to wash away that emotion if you become aware of your situation and the danger you are in, because this can get you in some serious trouble with society, trouble with people, get you in jail or land you in jail, because emotions are very dangerous. Sometimes they are to the point where they are uncontrollable because you're practicing it so much. You practice being an emotional man so much, it can become deadly, right? You might hurt somebody might hurt you. And it's a stats that read 90% of the criminals, the violent criminals, are actually men who came from single mothers household. 90% of them. All right. Hey, hey, Stephanie. How are you? All right. Don't forget, folks, while you are here, like and subscribe and comment down below. It really helps out the video a lot. Appreciate you. Appreciate that y'all for being here. So back to men who came from single mothers household. You got to understand how crucial this is, right? To your well-being, to your safety, to your future. Changing your self-image, the image of yourself. Because the program that you are given from age 1 to 7, it is what is going to, thank you very much, Stephanie. It is what is going to carry you out for the rest of your life until you become aware of the program, and then you change that program. We didn't got this education here in school, so I don't expect you to know. If you came across it, a video like mine where somebody else who explains this to you, bingo. And if they explain it to you, thank you very much. If they explain it to you in a way that you can understand and you get it, great. If not, understand the consequence that comes with being an emotional man. Because it's our job now. We can't go back and go blame anybody else in the past for what we are going through right now. We can acknowledge the reason why our lives are like this is because of where we came from, where we grew up, our programming, and so forth. But right now, the responsibility is on us. Nobody gives a rat's ears about you and the way how you were brought up. They don't care. The only person who cares is you. And this is your job. They left you with some work, my friend. And you're going to have to do the work in order for you to clean up that old mess, because they left you with a whole bunch of mess, not understanding what they were really doing, these people, our parents, the people who we observe while we were growing up from age 1 to 7. We copy, emulate, learn from them, mimic them, and so forth. And here we are today, 25, 35, 45, 55 years old, not understanding how we ended up where we are. No clue. Then we know that something is wrong, but we cannot pinpoint what is really wrong. So, I'm here to tell you, if you came from your single mother household, right? Don't forget, folks, like and subscribe while you are here. Comment down below. Appreciate y'all for being here. We're talking about men who came from single mother's household and how they can change. All right. So if you get, the information, how to change your situation, great. A lot of us, we didn't get it at all. Harper, what's up, bro? A lot of us, we didn't get it at all growing up. Is later on down the road, we stumble upon information like this, and we actually jump onto it, grab onto it, hold on to it, and then use that information to better ourselves and to change our lives. So self-image, where you come from, has a lot to do with where you are going. Don't be fooled. Don't let them tell you that by some, a stroke of luck, some magic, or some chance, you are going to become successful. The reason why you may not become successful is because of your programming. Your life is already lived for you because of your programming. So you are programmed to live a certain way. All right? And this is why you're going to have to become aware of your own programming. Look at where you are coming up short. Maybe it's anger, resentment, bitterness, hatred. You have all the right to feel that way because of what happens to you in the past. I'm not judging you on that. That is not the real problem. The real problem is you can get yourself into harm's way because of your programming. All right? And we're going to talk about changing that program and how you can go about it. So take a look back at your life and see where you have been, the weakest. Maybe it's conversation. Maybe it's do not know how to control your emotions. Just take a look. So let's say you cannot control your emotions, right? What's up, D bros? Um, let's say you cannot control your emotions because it's very powerful. It's powerful. Negative emotions are very powerful, and they can lead you into danger because you are not thinking. This is where the problem is. You are not thinking. Once your emotions start taking over, you stop thinking. You are no longer the driver of your own vehicle, right? Your automatic vehicle. Automatically, boom, kicks in. Emotions takes over. The reason for that is your programming. You don't have to think. You stop thinking. While you are not thinking, then your program is running the show. And that's the reason why you do not know what the hell you said how you said it to somebody else. Is after you calm down, you've been like, I shouldn't have said it that way. And you apologize because you knew that wasn't the right way to behave. But because it is your programming is took over and start controlling your vehicle and start directing you where it wants you to go. And you, as a good, biocomputer or an automatic vehicle, you just follow. You don't need to know. An example of how your programming works, okay? Let's say you work far out of town and you have to commute back and forth to work. Sometimes when you got to work, you don't even know how you got there because you don't have to think. You drove that road so many times. What happened? Your program took over, right? Your subconscious mind took over. It knows where you are going once you get into the car. You don't need to think about it. So every morning at 8 o'clock, you got into your car and you start driving towards your job. Your subconscious mind know exactly at 8 o'clock you're gonna get into your car and you're gonna drive to your job, and it took over because that's how our programming works. If we have to think about every single little thing we do, it would have been too much to think about. So what happened? Your subconscious just take whatever you are doing and turn them into a program. So your emotions are like that. You're doing it so often, your subconscious get hold of it and turn it into a program. So this negative emotions that you just burst out and go crazy. That is happening because it becomes a program. And you are now running from your program. You are not running from your conscious mind, from your creative mind. What you would like to be happy. You would like to be joyful, peaceful, loving, caring, kind. At least I hope, you know, maybe a little bit more money, a better career or so forth. These are things that you would like, but it's not happening. You got stuck at the old job. You're in the same old relationship. You are, living where you don't want to, where you do not want to live. You are doing things you don't want to do, and this is where your programming, that's where your programming keeps you. It keeps you there until you change your programming. Then your life will not change one single bit. All right. So men who came from single mothers household, your life right now, pretty much, is cooked. No disrespect to anybody, but if you were raised by your overweight single mom, that's a problem, right? And we have to be honest with ourselves and be real with ourselves here. What can she teach you? First of all, she's undisciplined. She's overweight. She's not losing the weight. She's not into fitness and so forth. That's a problem. If you happen to raised by a mom who's in the gym all the time, that is a plus. Most likely, you are going to want to go to the gym too if you see your mom keeps on going to the gym. Okay? So that's different. And that is like an anomaly. If every 1 in a million, single mothers does that. For most times, they have to go to take care of the bills and so forth. So they have no time for, excess, for a healthy lifestyle. Okay? So, let's say you're overweight, single mom, you're raised by her. She's undisciplined. So what's going on here? Discipline is something that you did not learn. You're going to have to install discipline into you yourself. Nobody's coming to do it for you. Right? Being consistent. You didn't learn that at home. Not going to happen. Okay? Being committed to something. You didn't learn these things at home. Taking action. You start something, you quit. And that's just how your life is. And you've been doing this for a very long time. It becomes a habit now. So, we are working on changing that. Building up discipline. How do you do that? I think there are many ways where you can go about it, but the way how I typically do it, I find something which I like to do. Something which is not necessarily easy, but something which I like to do. And I do it for 100 days straight. So that way, it becomes a habit. Within the 100 days, it becomes a habit. This is how my life is going to be. I need to be committed to that thing, and I need to be consistent. Once I am disciplined, I'm committed, disciplined, and stay consistent, I can also apply that to something else. All right. So we have to put discipline into our lives and discipline ourselves. It's our job. Nobody is coming to save us. Don't listen to what they are telling you. I know they are trying to tell you, hey, there's a man in the sky riding on the cloud and he's coming back down here to save you after 2,000 years. Maybe that's true, but I cannot sit around and wait on that. All right. I have to get busy. I have to keep moving. I have to do what I know I'm supposed to do in order for me to get from where I am right now to where I need to go. And that's just how it is going to go down now. Okay. So, men from single mothers household. And also, you have to heal. Typically, when we are so emotional, it means we are unhealed. And things happen to us in the past. We are full of trauma, old pain, old hurt. Things does happen to us. I understand that. I get that. Not bashing you for it, not blaming you for it. None of that stuff. But there comes a point where we have to make the decision to change. Change is not easy. You'll hear they use words like personal development, personal growth, transformation, and so forth, and change. They are one in the same. It means you're gonna have to do something to get different results. That's all it means, right? What type of result do you want? Okay, well, maybe you need a better image of yourself. I think that's the best place to start. Don't try to go into a business before you heal yourself. Don't try to go into other people's lives before you heal yourself. Don't try to start a relationship with another person if you are unhealed. Broken people comes into your life. Look how they behave. When you were broken and you go in and you enter into other people's lives, look how you behave. All right. So we have to make the change, and that's it. And the pressure is on us. All right. And rightly so, because we are the ones who want different results, not some other person. And we don't, we do not want to live, spend the rest of our lives living in mental hell. Okay. So become a more positive person. That's gonna take some time. It's gonna take some work, and you're gonna have to know how to avoid the pitfalls, the potholes. All right. And hey kid, what's up, man? So on the journey, when you are just started out, I do not know where you live right now. I don't know where you live, what condition you are under, your household, I don't know. But one of the first things I highly recommend on this journey here, move out of where you live. Maybe you need to move to a new city, new town, new state, a new apartment, new house. But I think you need to move. I think that would be one of my first recommendation, right? Second thing is, whatever is stopping you, preventing you, hindering you, preventing you, stopping your growth, hindering your growth, preventing you from growing, preventing you from becoming a better person, preventing you from saving money, whatever is taking away your money, all of that stuff. All right? You're gonna have to let those things go. Look at the stress that these things bring to your life. It makes you way more stressful than you probably would if you were by yourself. Look at these things. Pay attention to them. Cut them loose. Let them go. I don't care how people look at you. They're gonna look at you. Believe me, they're gonna be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe he did that." Nobody knows your life. Nobody understands your life. Nobody knows the reason why you came to this earth here. Nobody knows. You are the only one who knows, and you can tell by studying your internal GPS. Your internal guiding system, it will guide you. It will get you to where you need to go. The thing is, whenever you get the call, you need to answer. That call typically come for me during times when when there is some type of tragedy or bad times, rough times, and so forth, and it will I get a call. But typically what I do, I run. One time I didn't answer the call, and it was so painful because I didn't respond to that call fast enough. I did it later on, but my God, it was extremely painful. All right. So When you get the call, you need to move, you need to follow. Just go. You're gonna have to take some chances. You can always move in back with your mama or your dad. You can always do that. But you need to take the chance, take the shot, and go for it. All right? So, mainly I'm talking here men from single mothers household. Now, your self image, the image of yourself. I want you to sit down and listen to yourself. Listen to that voice in your head. What is it telling you? And you're going to have to be honest, right? With yourself. You can lie to everybody else. You cannot lie to yourself. We will know what you were thinking when you do that thing that you did, right? We will know. So you know before time that this is how you are. You need to change that. Create a new self-image. There is work that needed to be done. You cannot just sit on your couch and expect to get results. It's not going to happen, right? This is why I highly recommend you follow what I'm telling you here. Move to a new place. It will bring you at least a little bit of peace. Okay? It will reduce your stress at least a little bit. You might be able to save some money. All that good stuff. Okay? And that's what I'm talking about. Now, like I said, let go of everything. The things that you think are holding you back, let them go. Cut them loose. Relationships, I don't care what they are. Not your responsibility, not your job. You don't need to be worrying about anything or anybody right now. You just need to focus on yourself. As harsh as this sounds, this is just how it is going to be. Take the shot, take the chance. Back in 2020, when I was at my job, and they want to give me the COVID shot, and I said, nope, not doing it. And during that time, I know I have to make a move during that time. I made the move. It worked. It worked out in the end, but I didn't do it correctly, and so I suffered along the way. But still, I made the move, and that's why I'm here where I'm at now, because of making that move. All right? None of this was planned. Not a single bit of it was planned. But I knew right away from I see certain things show up, people showed up, and I'm like, okay, here it is. I need to make this move. Because, I understood that it was time to make the move. That's the difference between me and a lot of people. When they get the call, they don't move. They stay where they're at, and that's why they are suffering. I get the call, I make the move, and my life changed. What happened? I became more happier. I became more joyful, became more peaceful, more pleasant to be around, more pleasant to be with. I became a better person, better friend, and so forth. Right? Because I make the move. And this is what I did here. I'm telling you what I'm doing here, what I'm still doing, and what I did. Okay? So I move, I let go of everything, and then I got into the gym. That was one thing I did. Boom, got into the gym. I stay in the gym. I didn't quit. I didn't get out to go somewhere else or go off and go do other stupid stuff. I stay in the gym. And I'm still in the gym. Today is day 479 days since I'm in the gym. I stay in there. Okay? So this is something you're going to have to learn. Build up your tolerance. Develop your tolerance. Stay with something for a long time. Right? You're going to have to learn to do that. It's called discipline, commitment, consistency, plus action. So, I stay in the gym. I start to run. I pick up running seriously for the first time in my life. I used to run here and there, but nothing like this. Today, 479 days since I have been running. Don't miss a day. I stay with it. Even when it's hard, it's cold outside even today. And I know, I didn't feel like it. I'm like, oh my God. Today would be a good day to take a day off. I know I could not do that. I could not let myself down. So I have to get up and go out there and go do the run and then go to the gym. This has to happen. All right. So move to a new place. Let go of everything that's holding you back. Get into the gym. Go for a run. Now, just like how we work on our external image of ourselves, because there's two images of yourself, one external, one internal. Dr. Maxwell Maltz, back in 1960, he wrote a book. It's called Psycho-Cybernetics. He was a plastic surgeon, and he noticed whenever he do this plastic surgery on these women, beautiful women, they still think that they are not pretty, despite the fact that we all can see that these women are beautiful women. Okay, so he figured out that there's two images of yourself, one internal and one external. Now I just show you how to change the external image of yourself. Get into the gym, get some muscles, change your physique. All right, lose a little bit of weight, put on some muscles, and so forth. Right, that's changing your self-image. You're this massive at one time, big, fat. Now you lose the weight, you're full of muscles, and you feel like a goddamn, Superman walking around town now. Okay, that's changing your external image. Now your internal image, that needs to be changed. How do you change that? Well, you're gonna change that your internal image by changing your thoughts. Your thoughts are creative. Whatever you said to yourself over and over and over, it becomes a belief. Your subconscious captures it, turns it into a belief, into a habit. This is what I believe. Now, right? That's what you believe. So maybe you believe that you cannot get a better job than the one that you have. I used to believe these things for a long time. I believe I couldn't be any better than how I was. I told myself that for so long. And then finally, I woke up. I'm like, oh my God, I can become better than how I was. And that's why personal development is a huge, deal for me, right? So now we're going to do the mental practices, the mind practices, all right? Because we need to change our thoughts. We need healthier thoughts, positive thoughts, okay? How do you get them? Well, I'm going to show you where to get them, right? And how to drill them into your mental, computer, by your computer, okay? So, practice, repetition, mental exercise. Every single day when you get up, you need to be reading these things day in, day out, okay? And this is not negotiable. This is non-negotiable. The internal image of yourself. You can change the external all you want. If you do not change the internal image of yourself, you are still going to be looking good, feeling good, but at the same time, you're not getting to where you really want to get to. So you have to do both, right? It's like weight training, cardio training. Which one is better? They are both good. So I just said do both of them. That's why I run and I lift weights. All right, it's kind of hard for me to put on a lot of weight too because I run so much. Okay. Now, mental exercises. Change your thoughts, change your life. Your thoughts are creative. So if you change your thoughts to more beautiful, thoughts, then your life most likely will turn out to be, beautiful. So the things that I study that works for me are to change your thoughts, to get healthier thoughts. There are 6 things that I want you to read, practice, and study. 1, prayers. 2, positive affirmations. 3, quotes. 4, prosperity affirmations. 5, personal development. 6, gratitude. This is how you change your thoughts. All right? So change your thoughts, change your life. That's how you change your thoughts. You change your thoughts from thoughts of hostility, resentment, anger, bitterness, hatred, to positive thoughts, beautiful thoughts, loving, kind, caring thoughts. Okay? And so you get them. But I am going to leave it there for you for tonight, folks. Don't forget, like and subscribe, comment down below. And if you need any help on your journey, I will be more than happy to do so, because that will be one more person who will be on their grind moving towards a better life. All right, Ryan here with a new video. Looking forward to see you soon in a brand new video. Bye for now. Talk to you soon. Take care.